Okay, sorry for any lighted issues that might happen because I am in the back 40 where my Ford truck Buford is sitting, and today since I'm so far out, I got my pick-apart bag with me, so if I lose anything in my own property, I don't feel as bad. Same reason I take it to pick apart. If I lose cheap tools, I don't care. I have two. This is my standard because Buford's obviously got standard bolts. And that's about it. Today we will be removing the stock steering column and all the pedals, which are in dang good shape. Oh, I guess I haven't done a thing on this truck yet. I wonder how many miles that has, if I can see it. So it says 25,276, which I'm sure is 100, but the beauty of this truck is, even though it's all millions of paint jobs on it and stuff, it's originally white, which is good in Arizona, and it's got mismatched parts because people are taking stuff off of it. Cardboard visors. Anyway, this truck, and this one's unique where this side still has the pins in it. I know I'm distracted, but this one actually had a door panel covering it. I didn't realize I had pulls on it either, which is missing. Anyways, this truck lived its whole life in Globe, Arizona. It has a big back window and stuff like that that makes it unique. Also, it's a 56 long bed. It's not that long here. In these weird trucks, most of the length is in the back. It's 16 inches longer in the back, but only 8 inches longer here. So, I mean, you could whack the back off and have a mid bed if you wanted. Anyways, like I said, today we're going to be removing all this, and the reason being is this is going to become my daily driver, and as opposed to taking a good old-fashioned solid steering column to the chest or head and killing myself going to work, we will be removing all this. Also going to be doing away with the stick shift, clutch and stuff like that, and the brake pedal that's just a single master cylinder going to a dual modern master cylinder. And everything we'll be using, there's the pedal, will be from a 1990 Chevy 1-ton dually cube van. I've done this before. You can probably look back at the 41 Pontiac that, like everyone else, money got tight and I had to sell to a good friend. So anyways, we'll be doing the same thing in here. So first of all, I'm going to strip this out, and I'll probably skip that for you guys, and I'll show you how I go about mounting that stuff. I'm sure it's going to be lots of modifications. The reason I'm using a 1990 Chevy van steering column is because it's pretty short. I went out and measured everything. The Astro van was the same, but I wanted to go with a non-tilt column, which may sound kind of dumb, but the reason I did that was they are harder to break into, even though this will have somewhat of a security system. And because it's basically the generic version of any of your I Did It, Flaming River, Summit, eBay steering columns. It has a 1-inch double D at the bottom. You can just get a U-joint. I will have to modify a gearbox for this to fit in there since I'll keep it stock. I'll have to swap out the steering wheel to something wider on the GM because it had power steering. This does not. I'm not getting that crazy yet. Like I said, just need to get it running. And also because when you do that, depending on what side of the country you're on, if the steering columns are cheap, I paid $52 for the Chevy van steering column, and the steering wheels go from anywhere from $80 to $200. So deduct the $52 with tax from that $80 to $200, and I will actually be making money on the part I bought. So that is why the title of this will be called Built, Not Bought. Tips for you do-it-yourselfers on how to do cheap stuff. And also because that column will have the GM automatic shift collar, yeah, I guess you call it the collar, that part's the collar, and then the handle. Because this will be getting, no, I'm sorry Ford guys, it will be getting a General Motors engine, but not what you think. I'll keep that as a somewhat of a surprise later on. But anyways, I'm going to start ripping the stuff out, and I'll show you you can partially see that. I guess I'll show you the truck a little bit more. But anyways, the most interesting part is, like I said, this is a small town truck. It's got most of the unique grill, a little bent. He gave me a new one of those, the balance panel. But because Globe is a mining town, just check out the ingenuity and heavy-duty engine mounts they had. They didn't cut that out. I'll clean that up. But the sad story behind this is the nephew wanted to get his uncle's truck going, and he went through all this trouble, got it all up, and the motor was no good. So he sold to this guy for scrap because this guy has a wrecking yard, and that's where I got it from. And that's when he knew the motor he bought for, the take from the truck was also garbage, but he didn't care. He sold me this thing, a hood and other stuff he found put together for me. He sold it dirt cheap. I don't even want to tell you how cheap I got it, because then you'll just call me a thief for robbing an old man. But anyways, some people are from just different times and different money values to them. So, but anyways, I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me get going. No, I won't be using that stuff. So let me get going on this. Okay, probably hard to see since the evening sun's in, but I got those brackets out, the gearbox is out. It's messed up at the top, but I was going to modify it anyways for the GM column. But then the other thing I forgot about, it's 3/4 inch, but it's also hollow, so I don't know. I'll work on that. And it also has to, if you want to rebuild it, this also has to go through, so it's not like you can weld anything on it. Of course, the whole steering column is out. I test fit the pedals. I'll have to trim off the pedal piece so it'll go all the way up to where the brake matches, but it's pretty much in the same location. And I'll have to figure out what I'm doing with that first, the steering column, because I need to figure out where the steering column's going to be. I have mounted them more like the and the Pontiac, I made it more flat like it was in a more modern car, but this, since the gearbox there, it's going to go more up and down like the truck was anyways. So that's about it. That's all I could get done today. There's the pieces. I haven't cleaned it up, but whatever. Just going to do it down and dirty for now. Try and get it up and running and then make it pretty. So, see ya.